Let's talk about metals. Not just silver and gold, but also copper and nickel. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Sobriety and Silver. I woke up sober this morning because I went to bed sober last night, and going to bed sober is the ultimate goal. Today is 1,164 days of continuous sobriety, day 204 of stacking silver and gold and enjoying YouTube and just having a blast. All right, what I would like to discuss today is the penny and the nickel. I've been seeing a lot of stuff on YouTube and in the news and things like that about President Trump, getting rid of the penny. Well, I support that 100%, and it's just my opinion, but I would also support him getting rid of the nickel. The penny cost almost 3 cents to print or to mint, and the nickel is over 13 cents. So what I really want to discuss in this video is how I got started in stacking precious metals. And the reason I want to do that is maybe there's somebody out there that's new to sobriety, or maybe doesn't have a problem with addiction, or never has had a problem, but maybe they're watching my video and they say, hey, how did this sober guy get into stacking silver and gold? Well, you can see it. This is how I started. Not this. This is what I'm into now. But I started with just the common penny. So if maybe you're somebody that says, you know, I'd like to stack silver, I'd like to buy silver, but I don't know anything about it. I have no idea if it would even be something that I enjoy doing or would enjoy doing. What if I go out and buy a American Silver Eagle, and that's the only thing I buy because I lose interest, and you're not stuck with it. I mean, you're not going to lose any value, and I'm sure if you're new to any stacking community, one of us will certainly buy it from you. But this is how I would suggest, if you are new, brand new, like I was 205 days ago, and this is how I learned. This is how I got into it, is this stack of change that you see here. Somebody at work brought in $8 worth of change, and it was in a Ziploc bag. And my boss was really not looking forward to closing that night and having to separate all this and count it. So I just gave him $8 and bought the bag, or exchanged for the bag. And the reason I did that is because you never know what's in here. I mean, there's copper. This is a copper right here. That's 1946. It looks like. Now, I'm blind, but I do have my trusty microscope right here. So if you've stuck with me through all my jittering and juddering and stammering and stuttering, I'll show you how I got started. So I'm going to put you on pause a minute while I get my microscope set up. Alright, this ain't the best setup in the world, but hey, I'm working off of a foldable chair here with a wooden base in an RV. So it is what it is. Alright, so if you're new, you want to learn how to do this, you want to start saving some money and investing in something that has value. Well, the dollar does not. The paper promissory note has none. So don't worry about stacking those, unless it's a star note or something like that. But let me get on with it. So I bought $8 worth of change, or exchanged 8 ones for a bag full of change. And what I'll do is I'll just start going through the pennies first of all. Now, anything pre-1982 is copper, and it is 95% copper. So that one is not. That penny has absolutely no value whatsoever, unless it has an error or something like that, and I don't check for those. Now, I'm not going to go through a whole lot of these, but I'm sure I will run across something, because I'm getting good enough now to where I can kind of look at a penny and tell whether it's copper or not. Now, that one is copper, 1981. So this one penny right here that is made of copper, 95% copper, actually has a melt value of around 3 cents. So, if I save a roll of these, it's a little over 3, well, no, I think it's a little under 3 cents. I think it's about 2.7 cents. So, if I can manage to find 50 of these, that is a roll of pennies, but they're all copper, 95% copper. The actual melt value of that 50 cent roll of pennies is $1.40. So if you get 2 rolls, that's $2.80 melt value. Now, that's how I got started. I would penny roll hunt and pull out all the copper pennies. And my wife and I, we got our first 10-pound box. And then we kind of just fell off. We really didn't do much more with it. But now that President Trump is thinking about, I don't know if he's actually signed it or if it's just something in the works. I don't know. But anyway, if the penny does stop being minted, it's not like the penny is going to disappear in 30 days. You know, there are billions and billions of pennies in circulation, so it's not like it's going to be, I mean, it's just a rough guess. I would think 200 years before, you know, the penny is rare. But that's neither here nor there. But that's how I started. And the reason I did it is because it was fun. It was something that I enjoyed doing, and I was able to spend time with my wife, and I was really excited about doing it when I found out that she loved doing it. So it was something that we were doing together, and if you do start out testing the waters or getting your feet wet or whatever, thinking, well, maybe you would like to learn how to stack metals, whether it be precious metals or just base metals, that's how I did it. Now, the nickel, Coin Shop Chris is actually the one that got me into this. I never considered this because the nickel doesn't have much more value than its face value, if that makes sense. But when you get, like, if you get a $2 roll of nickels, the actual melt value is $2, right around $2.15 or $2.16. But you figure, if you don't want to, you don't have to search through that nickel roll. You can just go to the bank, give them $2, and get a roll of nickels. You never have to open it, and you've already made $2.15 in melt value. Now, that's the other issue, is the melt value, because right now we cannot melt pennies and nickels. I mean, we could, but it's illegal, so don't do it. But with the penny disappearing, possibly, not disappearing, but if they're being stopped, I can't talk, if they are not going to be minted anymore, maybe then that ban on melting will be lifted. And Two Sheds Gabby is the very first YouTuber I watched that was penny roll hunting, and that's how I got into it. And Coin Shop Chris is the one that was telling me about just get nickels. And he's right, because a nickel is 75% copper and 25% zinc. So the melt value of one single nickel is not that much more than 5 cents. But when you get them in a roll, it's 15 or 16 cents higher than the actual face value of the $2 roll. And that is a little introduction on how to get into stacking metals. Now, copper and zinc are not a precious metal, it's a base metal. But they're not going anywhere. Copper and zinc they're always going to be used. I mean, I can never see a world where there is no need for copper and zinc. So if they are if they are, boy, I cannot talk tonight. If the production, the minting of nickels and pennies stop, maybe eventually they will be able to be melted down, and there you go. You've started stacking nickels. You've hoarded your copper pennies. Now, is it going to happen overnight? No. It may be a couple years, 3, 4, 5 years before they actually say, all right, well, yeah, we're trying to get rid of the penny anyway. Let's just lift that ban on melting and melt away. Go for it. But by me doing that, getting into something simple where I'm not losing money on anything, if I bought or if I went to the bank and got a $25 box of pennies, I would go through them and pull out the copper and then take the ones that are not copper that are absolutely, well, not absolutely, they're pretty worthless. And you can tell the newer ones, they have the shield on the back. So if you're getting into penny roll hunting and you see that one, yeah, don't even look at the date. 1982, about half of the year, I think, they were minted, had the 95% copper. But if it's 1981 or before, you're good. Just save that one. So that's how I started doing that, getting into learning about precious metals and basically finding out if it's something that I would enjoy. And I tell you what, in my sobriety, that's what I was doing. I was looking for something that I could devote my time and energy to. Look at that, 1959, rock on. Something that I would like to do. And it just turns out that my wife loved it too. So it was a win-win. And you cannot go wrong by hoarding copper and nickels. Now, eventually, that new passion that I had would grow, or started to grow, and I decided I was going to make my first silver purchase. And boy, I bugged. This is how me and Coin Shop Chris became friends, because I bugged the crap out of him. He puts his email in every one of his videos, and yeah, I emailed him a lot because I had no clue what I was doing. So my very first silver purchase, it felt weird, to go into a coin shop and give them, I can't remember, 30 some dollars at the time. I can't remember exactly how much it was, in fiat dollars, to hand that over and get $1.40 worth of change back. Yeah, it was a weird feeling. Now I appreciate what it is, but it took a minute. So the copper hoarding and the nickel roll hunting turned into buying junk silver. And I really enjoyed doing that. And then as I learned more and more, I started buying rounds and coins, 1 ounce, 1 troy ounce. The biggest round I have right now is a 1.5. Now, FG Stacker, I got the 1.4 ounce pour from him. But those are the biggest purchases. I mean, as far as weight, I don't go out and spend $500-600 on silver and gold at a time. I bit by bit. And the reason I wanted to mention that is Coin Shop Chris was talking in his latest video that he did, how much he appreciates and respects the people that come into a coin shop and maybe only has 20, 30, 40 bucks to spend, but they're doing it. They're buying what they can with what they have. And it's you can't go wrong. You cannot, unless silver absolutely crashes to zero, which is never going to happen, and gold absolutely, they find that they don't need that anymore, and that these metals have been around for thousands and thousands of years and have been used in trade and barter. So that's not going to go away. Matter of fact, it's going to come back. So anyway, that's what I wanted to talk about. I really, when I bought this big bag of coins here, it kind of reignited the passion of penny roll hunting, and now I really want to get into buying more nickel rolls and keeping those, because again, I did not realize until today that it costs 13 cents to make one nickel. So you can bet that's going to be the next target to get rid of or to stop minting. Anyway, that's about all I have for today. I do want to say this. Pure Metals. I am so excited about when this guy gets his platform going. Nash has he puts out a lot of shorts and just kind of gives you a tease of what this platform is going to have. I'm not going to go a whole lot into it because I don't want to say anything wrong on how he's doing it, but I'm very excited about what he's planning and what I think that he's going to do with this platform. It's going to be a great platform for people to buy, sell, and trade back and forth with each other. That's all I'm going to mention about that. But if you want to get on that waiting list, go to Pure Metals. And I'm just excited for it to come out. And the link will be in my description. And also, my wife, she put her book out, and it's available on Amazon for $2.99. And it is called When Love Hurts, Surviving a Relationship with an Alcoholic Partner. She could have picked a smaller, shorter title, so I didn't have to keep stopping every time I ask her, because I always get it backwards. She's in the other room laughing at me right now. And yeah, the RV actually has another room. We got a door and everything, man. You guys, if you've stuck around for 17 minutes listening to me talk about nickels and pennies and silver and gold and President Trump, who I am fully behind, by the way, yes sir, I do appreciate it. And that's about all I have. You guys, do your best, have some fun, live life, love life. Life is beautiful. Sobriety is amazing. You guys, I'll see you in the next video. Take care.